This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm Dr. Mother Cobra, Carl Froch here in Sheffield. Carl, let's get straight into it. KELL BROOK defeated DeLUCA with a stoppage victory there. How would you assess his performance?
Yeah, it was decent. For a comeback fight after a 14-month layoff, I thought he put a lot of work together. He looked fit and strong and well. He took a few punches, but nothing to really test him. But no, I was impressed. His timing seemed to get better after 2 or 3 rounds. He found his feet and you couldn't really ask much more. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to box after 14 months out of the ring. And he came back and he fought a tough army veteran there, a Marine, who's solid, brave, very limited boxing-wise. He never really posed any threat because he just didn't have the ability, DeLUCA. But KELL BROOK did what he had to do to get the win, and I was quite impressed.
Did you see the rustiness throughout Kell's performance at all?
Yeah, a little bit early on. His timing was out a little bit. It was slow, but boxers fight slow anyway in some fights. They have a look, finding the feet, and then he got down to work. So yeah, he's not. I don't think he was or ever can be what he was, but he might not need to be back to that best to beat the current crop. Who knows? I mean, styles make fights, as we know, is an old cliche. And at the minute, I think he beat somebody like Rosario, who was in a bit of an upset win against Williams.
Let's get into that. What would you like to see next for KELL BROOK? We saw Liam Smith here tonight, who had a little call out of KELL earlier on in the week. Amir Khan fight's always been talked about. What do you think you'd like to see next?
I think the Liam Smith fight, I think the Amir Khan fight's always been a good fight, and there's something exciting about that, but I don't know if Khan's even into boxing anymore, like seriously. I'm not sure how seriously he's taking the game, and that fight got to a stage where I thought it could have been made a number of times, and I feel that Amir Khan kind of talked his way out of it. And I don't think he really deep down fancied it. I mean, I think he made probably better career moves elsewhere, financially for sure. And why not? If you can make the money elsewhere and make more money not fighting KELL BROOK and risking potentially getting beat, then why give him a chance? But I don't know. I think it was a bit of a spiteful swerve. He didn't like him. A little bit similar to Ricky Hatton and who else was from Sheffield? I used to train with. I thought it was Abjude in the end. What's his name? You know what I'm talking about.
Skipping my mind, I know you're on about it.
But yeah. It's Junior Witter.
Yeah.
So Ricky Hatton swerved Junior Witter, similar to what Amir Khan's doing with KELL BROOK. And it's got a bit boring now. Although it'd still be a great fight if it got announced tomorrow, you'd be like, all right, that's finally happening. We'll watch that. It's certainly lost its shine.
How do you think a fight between KELL BROOK and Liam Smith would play out?
I don't know. I think Liam Smith's a good fighter and he's quite systematic in what he does. He makes very few mistakes. And yeah, it's a tough one for KELL BROOK based on being out the ring for 14 months and then just beating up a geezer who's basically a punch bag. DeLUCA was a punch bag. So it's difficult. You'd have to say that was probably that'd favour Smith, but you just never know because KELL BROOK's a fantastic talent.
Just got to get your thoughts as well on the rest of the card. Kid Galahad defeating Claudio Moreira. How did you assess Kid's performance? That
was a wicked performance. I thought he really, really boxed me. Sometimes I watch Kid Galahad and I think he's got so much more to give, and you never see it because it's quite an awkward looking. At times he can be disjointed and not great on the eye. But when I watched him tonight, I was sitting there like quite mesmerised and really appreciating his work. You know, he was smothering the work. It looked like he was smothering his own work, but then getting his shots off. And the angles and the switching from southpaw to orthodox just effortlessly as he walked forward, I think was working in his favour. And he just takes so few punches. He really doesn't get hit. So I envy him for that because he's able to get in there and not take any punishment. So really impressed with Kid Galahad tonight, and I'd like to see him back in there with Josh Warrington, and I thought that was a close fight that could have gone either way. So I mean, that was an IBF eliminator, which sticks him back in there with an immediate rematch with Josh Warrington.
A word as well on Terry Harper's victory over Eva Wallstrom. Once again, your thoughts, Carl?
Yeah, great. It was a great win on paper. I thought Wallstrom wasn't really at the races. To me, what she'd done, defended the WBC 6 or 7 times. I just think that I just didn't see much, to be honest. I wasn't that excited about it. Terry Harper, brilliant. She's done that. She got the world title. She's 23, 24 years old. She can go on now and do more for women's boxing and more in the sport. But as a fight, it was okay to watch, but it was difficult to get excited because I just thought that Wallstrom was quite limited. The reach. If she's going to be totally out of range, she's got to close the distance and then work, and she was never able to do that. Maybe that's because Terry Harper was so effective, but she just takes everything in a stride, Harper. I like the way she gets in. She doesn't look nervous. She's dead cool and calm. She just goes about business systematically and does what she does and picks up the WBC title in what, a 10th fight. So fair play to her and good luck to her.
Finally, Carl, before I let you go, Wilder Fury 2 is 2 weeks away. Just break it down for me. How do you see it going?
I can't wait for that fight, Wilder Fury 2. I mean, what a fight that is. I just think that it can go either way. Everyone's going to say Wilder by knockout, Fury by points. That's boring to listen to, but that's the safe money if you're going to bet either way. But what's going to actually happen? What will actually happen? If I was going to get pushed off a cliff, if someone's going to say to me, "You've got to guess right, or you're going off that cliff," I'm going to say Fury points, because he was ill prepared for their first fight. He fought two nobodies. No disrespect to them, by the way, but then he got in with Wilder and did what he did. I just think now he's had a bit more time, but you just never know, because Wilder's such a monster puncher. He just knocks everybody out. He hits on the chin clean, and he's already put Fury down. So if he starts earlier in the rematch, he could put him down for good. But what a great fight, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Carl, I'll let you crack on now. Appreciate you hanging around. Thanks for speaking to myself and Boxing Social once again.
Listen, mate, I swerved you in Saudi. We didn't catch up, did we? I think you got the hump with me, so.
Never, Carl. I appreciate your time. It's always good to catch up with a Cobra, and I'll catch up with you soon.
Pleasure. Take care.